Learning to regulate your thoughts, learning to control them, to be aware of the thoughts you're thinking is one of the first keys to learning to live in the moment, because you have to become aware of it in order to harness that thinking and to remind yourself on a constant basis to be present, to live fully, to embrace this moment, because that's all that you might ever have. We have the power to train our mind. Many people have no idea that that's something that you can do. Maybe you don't know that, but you have the ability to train your mind to harness the power of the thoughts that you think on a daily basis. And if you want to leave a legacy, if you want to be somebody that leaves it all on the table, that lives fully and expends all the gifts and talents and everything that you can conceive of leaving behind, then one of the things you have to do is learn how to live in the moment. And to live in the moment, you have to learn how to regulate your thoughts. You need to learn how to harness those thoughts, because most people are living on a daily basis, being controlled by their thoughts, externally prodded by those thoughts, and they are not setting the course of their life. They're being prodded and moved by what other people have said about them in the past, even when those people aren't even present in their life. They're still motivated and affected by curses that people have spoken over them, terrible things that people have said about them. It's a terrible way to live your life, being propelled by what other people have said about you, rather than compelled by who you want to be, who you know you can be, and who you've been invited to be. And so I encourage you today to learn to train your mind for happiness, train your mind for joy, and learn to live in the moment. Channel is devoted to helping you learn how to thrive, no matter the circumstances. And one of the most important keys is how you interpret every circumstance it affects how you feel, affects how you live. And you might not have power over all the circumstances you face, but you do have power over how you're going to interpret those circumstances. And as I've referenced before, when we faced a fire 5 years ago and lost basically everything we owned, the thing that my husband and I focused our energy around in that moment, living in the moment, was that we chose to bookmark the future and look, saying we are going to live such a way that we will look back on this fire one day and say it was one of the best things that ever happened to us. We wouldn't wish it on our enemies or anyone else. This is a terrible thing to go through. But we are going to live in such a way that we will look back on that day as a gift. And so that was how we set our intention, living through that fire, that as terrible as it felt, as difficult as it was, we didn't want it, we didn't ask for it, but we set our intention and we chose to live as fully as we could, despite those circumstances, to harness those circumstances so that they would become a springboard for us. And so I encourage you today, live in the moment, learn to leave a legacy, be somebody that leaves it all on the table, that you expend everything in you, and you don't take anything to the grave. I'll see you next time.